Okay, that was that. It is this music from the radio. Hello everybody, I'm back, I'm in business now, and the weather is blue. War in Ukraine, war in Russia, war in our midst. So what is there to say about war? War is when you can't accept any opposition. When you can't accept that you are in a position that you need to share some space. That is important, to share the space. The space needed to be shared. So how does that go around? That can be a little bit of demanding, I think. Demanding for everybody that is active in business. The war about space. It had some nice tune to it. But it is making noise in my space. It's when you are retaliating for something. It's something very dehuman. It's something about Cain and Abel. It's something about killing. It's something about not accepting, even to kill people like that. It's to go to war is about killing someone else, someone that is in front of you, that you dislike. So if you can't handle someone, it's in their nature that brings the war to the world, to the place, that the someone that can't handle your appearance, your presence, they want to get rid of you. They want to get you out of the way. How many times have Israel endured a war? It's just even for passing through some plots. Moses said to some native people there that we are just passing through. Can you give our camels and sheep some water and food? We will pay you double price. And some did, some did not. And those that did not do that, they were killed because they started a war against the Israel people, and they got killed. The command was you should kill every bits and pieces of them. That was the God's command to the Israeli people, and God seems to be not accepting those that just let you pass by. You are not there permanently. You are just a bypasser. So it's hard to, for some people, it's hard to accept that people are passing by. Abel was there, passing by in time. The time that passed by, Mr. Cain, he had to kill Abel because he kind of hated him. It was the first war, and it was maybe also the real war, that you kill your brother. You kill the siblings. You can't stand them. But sometimes we have to accept each other for who we are. And that is the hardship of not going to war. That you have to live with the enemy. You have to live with the friends you have. Even though they are like this and that. It's I have a high admiration because I'm not easy guy. I'm not. People may like me for maybe wrong reasons. Maybe they think it's right, but maybe I think to that it's of just a misunderstood concept that they liked me. But in which way, even if they like me or not. It's about a degree of their tolerance that they can handle me in so good way that I'm still living. What is that? That is just pure niceness, pure grace. If you let someone live, it's just very pure grace, because everybody that is occupying your space, not doing real harm, but they are annoying to you. They don't really like you, and you don't really like them. But you don't start a war with them like that, like you want to kill them, because the killing instinct we have to admit, there is a killing instinct. Everybody that is driven to their limits have a certain killing instinct that is profoundly true to the core of their heart. People can't act as they are above that. No, we are not. We are killers. We are killer machines. Sorry to say that word. It's hard to say that word. It's not good to hear it. It's cruel. It's a cruel matter. And people that think that they are different from those killers, they are very naive. Because, as I have said earlier on, the need of tolerance, the demand of tolerance is so high that even those that demand your tolerance, they can't tolerate your position. What is that? That is cruel. That is cruelty. That is not nice. That is us. That is cruelty. Look at just take an example of Palestinian and Israel again. You may be tired of this, but I don't care about your boredom. I will talk more about boredom next day. I feel for those that bore themselves. But today is war, and we are to judge. Yet we are killers ourselves. We are likely to kill. Deep in us there is a sense of attribute of killing. And as the Jews, many Jews say that the first deed that was a sin, that they took this fruit from the tree and ate it. It was also about killing. So this kind of breakage, we can go more into that maybe some days later, but to take this fruit which was forbidden, which was a break of rule, break of agreement, it was kind of a killing in itself. And not that I believe that kind of fruit like this banana had some, maybe it was the poison, maybe the knowledge, the tree of knowledge. You should be enlightened in order to see good and bad, and God said, on that day you will die. So it was kind of the deepest sense, the deepest sense of killing is not that you only kill your brother, you kill yourself. That is the first. And foremost deed. You are killing yourself in a war, in a fight, in a dispute. You are in fact killing or hurting someone you love, yourself. You should love yourself. Don't leave that out. Christ made that statement. Love God as you love yourself, or love yourself as you love God. So loving God is in deepest sense loving yourself. And loving yourself is in the deepest way loving God. In fact, you don't really need to love anymore. Maybe you do, but I think that is enough. If you love God, you love yourself. And that is, why shouldn't you then love everybody else? That is kind of an obvious case, that since you love God so much, because you love yourself, of course you need to love, you are destined to, it's not just an option, it's just a destiny thing, that you obviously love others. So that is a kind of a, loving yourself, it doesn't come alone. It comes with loving your siblings, loving your neighbors, loving the nature, loving everything. It's so this first sin was killing yourself. That is my argument in this, because you broke the connection with God. We broke the connection with ourselves. God made us, so it was kind of killing the root of everything when you cut out the connection with God and replace it with something else, a object itself, like a creeping object. It's kind of a it's kind of very depressive. So people that are depressed, they have to ask themselves a question of, do I really love myself? If I really love myself, doesn't it apply that I love the root of myself, the root, the origin, the ancestors, the siblings, the the neighbors, the everything that comes with me. So to go to war with against other people is kind of a self-destruction. It's kind of a self-determination of the end of it. It's not the beginning, it's the end. People that are fighting against other nations are in fact fighting their own nation, their own entity, their own foundation. You can say it's too deep to understand, but I think it's kind of obvious that people that are trying to fight each other down it's in fact a very self-destructing mindset. As I also was mentioning some days ago, that every case that you meet, that which is impacted with stress, turmoil, and worries, all these coincidences with trouble and hardship, it's good in a way. It's very good because it's all about you, how you react to that. You can't, if you meet a brother that is, maybe he's better skilled in making things, you shouldn't envy him, because it's part of you. It's part of the nature itself, that when we are together like that, we are fulfilling each other. There is no envy should be involved. Yes, encouragement to everybody that have some skills. If you see that your brother's skill is better than you, why can't you improve or encourage yourself and your own skill? Do you need to be similar to your brother? Is it something wrong with the fact that your brother is better skilled in something than that you are? So you need to kill him in that way? That is pure cruelty. That is killing yourself. That is kind of a distraction that was meant for you. Be good in what you are, in what you do. Do the best, so you don't need to be so worried about other people that are maybe even better skilled, better at what you are doing. But that is just needed, because the degree of skill you have is the degree that is needed in your life for others and for yourself. But if you see that someone is even better skilled, maybe their life is is more hard, and it's needed that it's a higher degree of skill. It's nothing. It's a very superficial case that you are not as good as someone else. It's much needed today. What is important today? It's a war about popularity, and that is even more crazy. It's kind of voting people out because they are less good. If they sing, they are voted out because they are not as good as someone else's ability to sing. So they are crying, they are shouting, they are revenging themselves, and to the degree that they just lose all the decency they have. So we need to take care of our decency in a good way. Our ability to be decent with others, and that is when you go into matters like that with war, it's just an escalation of the degree of power that people want. Is that obvious? Yeah, I think so. That if I go to war against Sweden, which is our neighbors, it is a certain degree of the power that I have. People that wage war on other countries, have a certain aspect of power, empowerment, or of power in their hands that they are liberated to do. It's kind of saying, I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you shouldn't exist, and so on. It's hard to say something like that. You shouldn't exist. I have heard that many times. I shouldn't exist. I'm fading out in fog. I can see that. There is a little bit noise, but I'm here. I have even my microphone here, which is close by because I wanted to upgrade the sound. So when people wage a war against other countries, it's a certain degree of I am powerful, you shouldn't exist, and so on. And that was what Cain said to Abel, you shouldn't exist. And what you know, the issue about Israel and Palestine is that the Palestinian is saying, or the world which the Jews was fleeing from, said you shouldn't exist. You should exist somewhere we don't know where you exist. As long as we don't know where you exist, it's okay. So that is kind of a... How cruel is that? How big of an imagery is that? That you can just go ahead and kill someone else? How big do you think you are? And that is also regarding countries, that presidents or dictators or whoever that is, kings, they are waging war to the degree that they feel they are liberated to do that. They don't care about people's life no more. Their lives is in your hand. And it's only you that decide who is to live or who is to die. This video have been rather hard to do because it's matter to the core. It's touching on every human. I'm talking to the humanity in large, and I have a problem with turning my words to be precise, and I try to go to the core of everything. So this war need to stop. The Messiah need to come. You see, when Messiah, when the roots is connected, when you are connected to yourself and to your roots, you are in balance. You are in touch with a reality. People that wage war like that or attempt to kill other people are not connected to themselves, nor are they connected to God. They may think that they are in their right, but no one are to take anybody's life. I oppose killing life. I oppose doing harm. But you see, the Jews, concerning the Jews, according to the world, they are not to exist. It's kind of a circling case that the Jews today or before or the coming, they are not to exist because they are in some degree connected to their God. They have the Bible, they believe the Torah, and they are connected to God. And as long as they are connected to God, there will be evil doing, because people are opposed to God. And the first sin I think Adam and Eve did was disconnecting to God. They were listening to Satan, the snake, listening to other sounds. It's kind of a tinnitus, or kind of a mental disorder. The tinnitus, yes, a minor blip, but to have a mental disorder like that is kind of listening to yourself and hear yourself. Should he exist? Should I exist? I should rather exist than him or her, so I killed them. So this video was all about war, killing. It's not a nice, pretty case, but it needs to be ugly. It needs to be really cruel. It needs to be damaging to our sophisticated or pretty face. It needs to be a splat in our face, a smash in our face, and a hard knock in our gut, because we need to turn around. We need to feel connected. The connection with each other, with ourselves, is so important. It's mandatory. It's what people may say. We are peace-loving people. Yeah, okay, but how come that your king is so holy that he can't be criticized? I wouldn't mention any country, but I've been to Thailand. I've been to many countries that the people aren't allowed to say something about their king, like in Brunei, like in Malaysia, like in any countries that are more or less worshipping their kings. How come that have been a tendency? I will use 1,500 hours of this tube just to talk about those crazy people that can't be criticized. I have been talking a long time about that. I know, because you see, people that put people in jail because of criticism, as Putin do now, he put them in prison. They don't like people that are disputing him. So how big is he thinking of himself? Oh, it's not good. It's a weird. It's crazy. It's a bad thought process that led him to do this act of war, this cruel act of killing his brother Zelensky, killing his neighbors, people against people, countries against countries. So I will put words in my mouth again and say, be a blessing, be there for each other, be protective of each other. It's much needed today when people are waging war against each other. It's much needed to pray and be a blessing, be there for each other, be close, be a mensch, like the Jews are saying. Now they have sent multitude of help and doctors to Ukraine, and we should follow up and be nice to the humankind, and be a blessing to our brother, to ourselves, and receive each other like all love.